Hey everyone, welcome to The New Populist. I'm Dave Brown. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Well, a couple days ago, I put out a video about a new DHS memo saying that the biggest threat to the United States is misinformation with regards to COVID-19 and the election. And what I brought up was that they're looking at Canada and the trucker protest there, and the powers that be are getting very nervous because it has proven to be a very effective protest. Even if it were to end tomorrow, they got a lot done, and you can be sure that the people in this country, the powers that be, are watching going, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen in the United States? So right on cue, per Yahoo News, the Department of Homeland Security is warning about a potential trucker gathering starting in LA at the Super Bowl and moving across the country. Let's dig into this article to see what they say, and this is going to be interesting moving forward. The Department of Homeland Security is warning law enforcement and public safety officials in the United States that a prolonged trucker convoy protesting vaccine mandates could begin on February 13th when the Super Bowl is being played in Los Angeles. The warning of a trucker protest similar to the one that has brought Ottawa, Canada to a virtual halt states that the convoy could severely disrupt transportation, federal government, and law enforcement operations through gridlock and potential counter-protest. It goes on. According to senior law enforcement officials and documents obtained by Yahoo News, the warning circulated to law enforcement nationwide on Tuesday by DHS states that the agency has received reports of a convoy of truckers planning to potentially block roads in major metropolitan cities in the United States in protest of, among other things, vaccine mandates for truckers. The DHS alert says that the group intends to start in California as early as mid-February and travel to Washington, D.C. as late as mid-March, reportedly gathering truckers as they travel across the country, adding that truckers from the protests in Ottawa may also head to Washington to participate. The DHS document, which is marked unclassified and for official use only, notes that as of its release on February 8th, the U.S. trucker convoy appears to be purely aspirational because the event is only being discussed online, though it warns that it could change quickly. Initially sparked in response to a new COVID-19 vaccine mandate for truckers entering Canada, the ongoing Ottawa protests have snowballed in recent days. The Canadian trucker convoy has been embraced by prominent U.S. Republicans, including former President Donald Trump, and amplified by right-wing media like Fox News, as well as on white supremacist channels on social media, according to a recent Politico report. It goes on, at this time, we have no indication that individuals discussing participating in these activities in the United States are engaged in anything other than First Amendment protected activity. The DHS alert dated February 8th states, nonetheless, DHS remains concerned that these events could have significant public safety implications or potentially be exploited by ideologically motivated actors to potentially act or encourage others to act violently. And there right at the end, that is the key here. If this takes shape in the United States, the DHS, the government, they want to, as quickly as possible, associate what they're going to do with violence because, as I point out constantly, and I say this all the time, one of the dangers of labeling people in this country terrorists is that the government has a toolkit for dealing with people who are terrorists. And if they can associate those words with anything that's happening in the United States, in this case, a potential future U.S. trucker protest, they have a lot of tools for that. And so looking at the situation, what's going to happen? Well, the first thing, we don't know if this will actually get off the ground. But if you're them, what do? You're looking at Ottawa and you're seeing how successful it is. In my opinion, they will work at all costs to make sure that doesn't happen here. And how could they prevent a potential trucker convoy. Well, the Constitution is pretty clear about interstate travel. Can they set up checkpoints and block trucks from moving across the country? I don't think so. Although we've seen that at the state level, governors have been pretty draconian in some of the measures they've used with COVID-19. I think in New Jersey, they had checkpoints for a short time during the early part of the pandemic. So there's a state response and a federal response, and I'm not sure how far they will go. In my opinion, I think they would rather break violate the Constitution than allow what's happening in Ottawa to happening in Washington, D.C. At the very minimum, if they saw all these trucks moving across the country to converge on Washington, D.C., I can envision them setting up checkpoints, say 45 miles outside of D.C., all around, and only allowing in trucks that have a manifest or load that's going to an obvious location to be dropped off. Is that constitutional? Is that legal? I don't know. But in my mind, they cannot allow DC to be swamped by trucks and gridlocked. And based on all the fervor around January 6th, they won't let that happen, and they will somehow associate that with a potential terrorist activity, violence, whatever they need to call it in order for them to prevent it from happening. So if this is being planned by people in this country, good luck. I would love to see it. But my feeling is that they're preparing for it. They're seeing the damage it's causing. Not damage for bad calls, for good calls in Canada. They're seeing its success. And I think they're going to do anything they can to make sure that it doesn't happen here. So these next few weeks will be very interesting to see if it develops and to see what actions the government takes in order to stop it. So we all got to stay tuned and see what happens. Well, that's it for now. Again, if you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.